This is probably the loudest video that I've ever recorded. There's cars passing by, of course, why not? My computer is trying to convert the Zoom meeting. Fun times. Am I recording a video kneeling on the ground of my room, even though my desk is right in front of me? Yes. Is my phone being held by someone can? Also, yes. Does this disqualify me from talking about PhD and knowledge management? That's a possibility, but nonetheless, I hope you will watch the video. So let's begin. Are you, like me, a student, a PhD researcher, or researcher in general, developer, creative worker, or in general knowledge worker? Well, in that case, you probably are also struggling, or maybe have a solution that you found works for you to organize the knowledge. And if you found the perfect system, please hit me up because I need that. But if you're also still struggling to have a functioning operation in this regards, you might want to watch the video, because today I want to talk about how to maybe hopefully do that with Notion. What is Notion? Maybe you know already. Notion is basically a workspace that you can organize and set up yourself. It's either a desktop app if you download it, or you can use it through the browser if you prefer. You can use it to create to-do notes and to-do lists, task managers, or maybe you're using it to write notes and to structure the notes in some kind of hierarchy and topology in your mind that makes sense, because it's quite easy and it's quite beautiful to actually use the Notion editor to write notes. Also, it's possible to use it to capture content from online with the Notion Web Clipper or different other plugins that exist for the browser. It's very useful. But then, once you get all of that in Notion, what do you actually do with it? Well, I would argue that there are two levels of Notion usage. One of them is just simply collection of data that you may find through your notes online. Task Manager, you create your own tasks and you check them off throughout the week. That's all very beautiful, but that's not what Notion is for. The power of Notion is that it's a database. So the goal of a database is to create relationships between different items, different tables, so to link information together and to get more value from it. That's the idea of what a database and in general data collection would want to aim at. So my opinion is that if you're using Notion only to collect knowledge, you're missing out on the second step, which is going to be even more helpful, which is linking the connection, creating links and helping you to structure the knowledge in a better way. And in this video, that's what we're gonna look at. In the Notion themed series that I plan to publish, I would like to introduce you to the setup that I'm currently using and always constantly tweaking to actually manage both my tasks, so my operations throughout the day, but also the knowledge that I collect and structure and need to carry on the tasks. And this is the peculiar thing about Notion, because there are many task managers that probably do a way better job than Notion does at actually making it look cool, making it look beautiful and easy to use. And Notion instead is a bit more difficult to set up at first, but once you have it, and if you also need, for example, to refer from your tasks all the way to the information that they relate to, and if you want to use this in just one place, well, it might be worth considering. So I will actually start screen sharing and I will show you a little bit of my Notion setup, hoping that this will make you understand what I'm talking about.
This meeting is being recorded.
I'm using Zoom. I'm on a Zoom call all by myself and I'm recording the screen. So, by the way, welcome to my Notion setup. As I said, I use it for both task management, but also knowledge management. So this will just be a very quick overview of both of the things, but then 2 videos will go in depth about each one individually. Overall, though, let's see. I am a PhD student, and this is what my day looks like. Basically, I wake up and I most likely need to read papers and work on projects, attend meetings and whatnot. So I have tasks to do, just like everyone else in any kind of job. And this is my task manager that I set up. It's very much similar and a ripoff of Things 3, I would say, only probably uglier. The template initially is something that I got from August Bradley. I will link it below. But I really modified it quite substantially, and now it's also a bit different and more tuned towards what I use. But at the end of the day, I have tasks that are assigned by dates. These are the things that I should be doing today instead of recording this video, but here we are. I have a lot of free time. And when I'm done with a task, I actually can check it off. I'm not going to do this now because otherwise I lose track of the things. These I can say which status there are, if they are active, or if I put them on hold, like there's something I'm waiting on for some different projects. But overall, this is basically my daily operations, and here I have a log where I create a new entry and I record. I can create meetings. If I have a meeting today is April the 2nd, so I argue that there's probably not going to be any meeting. This is a meeting note. I can create a template, a meeting template, and then here I take notes. I take content and then to do for the next meeting, blah blah blah. This is linked to the daily log, which is what I just created. This looks like a fairly standard, maybe fancy and overworked task manager, which is for sure what it is. But the value of Notion is that with this one, what I can do is that I can link it to projects. So for example, if I'm working on this supervision project for a student, or this publication that I have planned, well, of course, this will report all the different tasks that I need to do for a certain project. But at the same time, this project can be linked to papers that I am reading and that I am collecting. So here, I don't know, that's my reference manager. If I need a reference, this is the reference. I added a paper, this is a paper, but it can be really anything. And if I go at the paper, this is actually something that I captured from online. It contains the text and all the paper. It has the abstract. I can write notes about it, or I can embed PDFs of notes that I took maybe offline. Maybe I can just take a picture of some scheme that I drew to understand the paper. And all of this is linked to the to-dos that I am doing. So all in all, what I am presenting you with, and what I will be actually explaining way more in detail, because this is just a quick overview, is that yeah, there is a lot of power to Notion actually being used just as a record of your knowledge. But the real power of Notion being a database is that you can link different tables together. You can query different tables together. For example, in a project type, what I can do is to have all the tasks that I need to complete in order to finish this project, which is very typical of a project-based task manager. But I can also link all the material that I'm using here, and I can work on this. I can create PDFs and link all the meetings that happen, for example, for this project. If I want to do it, it's quite easy. I can create a view, which is actually something that I had to do, by the way. If I want to see all the meetings all the meeting notes for a project, I can create this, and I can filter them. I can only where the tags contains at view, whatever contains this. And these are all the meeting notes by date that I can consult and just check. And I can access them within my project, which is in turn linked to task managers and to all the material that I am using for this project. So this is the big power of Notion, instead of just being very flexible for creating a very fancy Kanban board, whatever. But if you don't link information together, it's just like you're using a Ferrari to go and buy groceries. You can do it, but it's a bit of a waste, isn't it? If you want to know how and learn how to set up a knowledge management and task management system in Notion that are integrated together for your work life or for just your life in general, well, I would say that you should tune in and wait for the coming videos, because quite clearly, as you can see from the side, this was not something that could be explained in just one video. I will be doing it 2 or maybe 3 extra videos, because there is a lot of pages around here, and this is not even all of it. Like, there's more. So I need quite some time to go through all of this. But if you're interested, and if you want to learn, for example, how to set it up for yourself, which might be, by the way, very different than what I needed on a daily basis, well, maybe like this video and just tune in for the next ones. My feet hurt. I've been kneeling for way too long.